There's a lot been happening here at AGTEK, and I've got the president of AGTEK, Matt Desmond, joining me just to give us a bit of an update as to what is going on. Matt, thanks for joining me.
Well, thanks very much, Andrew. Well, there's been a lot going on at AGTEK, and at the moment, our next big event is Hexagon Live, which is one of the highlights for us of the year. We're going back to Vegas. We were there earlier in the year for a fantastic ConExpo, where we launched a number of new solutions, and they'll all be on show again. So what we call standalone materials and underground, and we've released something which is an AI-powered product called Reveal. But there's so much more to see. On the AGTEK side, we'll be hosting some advanced training classes and an industry roundtable. For those that are unaware of who Hexagon is, it's our parent company. They operate around the world. They generate about $5.4 billion a year, and all of the group's technology will be on display. We're a tech company, and our collective solutions are geared toward empowering an autonomous future and leveraging data to make better decisions across many industries. There'll be a lot of heavy construction solutions on show, from machine control to safety solutions to software that helps site productivity, like the stuff that AGTEK creates. But there'll also be a lot of other stuff on display with innovations from lots and lots of industries, from building construction, surveying and reality capture, geospatial content and aerial mapping, mining, autonomous positioning, security, government and infrastructure stuff, and sustainability. And to get an idea of the breadth of Hexagon solutions, the impact everyday lives that we have, our technology touches about 90% of all aircraft manufactured, about 85% of smartphones made, about 75% of all cars produced. And we protect about 1 billion people with dispatching solutions for first responders, and produce about a half of the world's geospatial content. So all the aerial maps that you see online, a lot of that's generated by us. So a ton of technology on display at Hexagon Live, where we're going to be in Vegas in a couple of weeks.
Well, I've been to Hexagon Live, and I can attest to what Matt has said. There is a lot to see. No matter where you're coming from, you will be busy, because there is a lot to see. So, but one of the things that, of course, you will be showcasing at the Hexagon Live event is a solution that I think is a really, really exciting solution that's just been released by AGTEK, and that is the Reveal solution. Tell us a bit about Reveal.
Yeah, Reveal is really a great product and a great development that was made possible by the partnership with Hexagon. So within AGTEK, we've been working with drone data for probably the last 5 to 7 years. And with the evolution of drones themselves, they're becoming more affordable, becoming more accurate. With the advent of RTK on drones, really, they're accessible to almost anyone to collect high, accurate, repeatable data. One of the main problems with drones, especially in a heavy construction environment, is the point cloud that produces is the top of everything. So it's the top of the bulldozer, the top of the grader, the top of the scraper, the top of the site shed, top of the material stockpiles, or the pipe, or whatever else you have on site in the laydown areas, and the top of the vegetation. So we developed tools to get rid of those obstructions, and there's lots of tools available in different ways of doing it. But nearly all of the tools available were either time-consuming, somebody manually clicking around boundaries and deleting points, or the more automated approaches used things like angle of repose of dirt. So they would get rid of some of the noise, but not all of it. It would leave the undercarriage of a machine, or chop the top of a stockpile off. So working with that Hexagon AI development group, we're able to train our software on heavy construction-specific data sets to find common things. So we know what a grader looks like. We know what a dozer looks like. And with that machine learning that we're able to do, we're now automatically able to classify all of those different obstructions that occur on the point cloud and remove them very, very quickly, which makes that process much more repeatable and extremely efficient. And it's one of the best uses of AI that there is, taking a mundane task that doesn't really add too much value and making it really, really fast and efficient to get rid of the data. So from a time-saving perspective, a point cloud that may take, let's say, 4 hours to clean up using like traditional techniques, we're able to complete the task in about 10 or 15 minutes. And most of that time, you can be going and getting a coffee, because it's really just the computer processing while you're not engaged with it. Then you get a lot of control over which parts of the classified point cloud you want to have in your solution or leave out. And for the most part, we leave nearly everything out. So it's really great for initial takeoff, understanding the existing conditions better, so minimizing risk on the bidding side. and really good on the project tracking side to understand how much work's been done or how much you've got left to complete a project. And it fully integrates with all of our other tools within the AGTEK suite.
Well, I've had a look at the Reveal solution, and what I suggest you do is jump onto the AGTEK website at agtech.com and watch one of the recent webinars that was conducted about Reveal, because it will show you the whole interface. And as Matt said, it's really simple to use. So I love those kind of solutions that add a lot of value and are easy to use. So well done to AGTEK for producing Reveal. Now, at AGTEK, you're always working on updates. There's always something happening in the development department. Tell us about what the team are currently working on.
Yeah, we certainly are always on to the next thing. But making things dirt simple is really at our core, and that's what we did with Reveal. And that's what we're trying to do with really democratizing technology so we can get it into construction people's hands. I also mentioned at the start, we released these products, materials and underground standalone. So there, we're still working on those. And really those products provide an insight or an opportunity for contractors that aren't necessarily dirt movers to get the benefits out of this simplified software for taking off material quantities. On the material side, say paving contractors, to understand all their flat work better, all of their material needs. And on the utility side, particularly on the utility side, we've done a really big overhaul and update of the software to be able to understand trenching requirements in a lot more detail to try and minimize the risk. And we were finding that there was a lot of risk and uncertainty that went into bidding underground jobs. So now with the new software, you don't necessarily need to have the full AGTEK earthwork suite. You can just focus on the underground or the utility side of it. And then you can look at the trenching and pipe requirements to understand trenching by depth brackets, allowing for simulation of different scenarios of whether it's more efficient to put the trench and the pipe in versus an existing layer or a strip surface versus the design surface to minimize the amount of excavation that you need to do. Also look at understanding the strata that the pipe will go through to make sure that you're costing right, because obviously if you've got pipe that's sitting in the water table or in rock, it's going to be a little bit more expensive to place than just in normal dirt. And also what we've really found intriguing is that we're finding so many conflicts between different pipe classes being constructed. So we know that it's a long-standing industry problem, but really once we started looking at the conflicts in detail, we're finding about 80% of plans that we come across have a conflict built into the design. And that's not design versus existing, that's different classes of pipe. So a sewer pipe hitting a water pipe or a telecommunications pipe. And what we're able to do is model that before we get to construction and really, in a really, really simple way, find out where those conflicts are to re-engineer that prior to bidding and prior to construction. So that saves a ton of time and money. We're also working always on a whole lot of other new stuff. So stuff like slope mapping, improving the reporting capabilities, enhancing our AI across the board in all of our solutions. So there's a lot going on and really exciting time to be involved in technology.
Well, that is true. There is always a lot happening at AGTEK, and I love how you say that AGTEK's really about saving time and money. And I've had a look at the pipe conflicts and how you can report on those, and no doubt when it filters down to on-site, it's just going to be a lot easier using AGTEK. What else is happening at AGTEK? Is there any other news that you want to share with us?
Yeah, well, you mentioned it. Filtering down to site is another big area that we're working on, trying to make sure people can access our information and get better at using it and be able to use it very, very quickly. So we've been creating a huge amount of content over the last 3 to 5 years, particularly since COVID, really, because we felt that we needed to communicate in a different way when we couldn't get face to face, and we've really created a lot of content, but it ends up being disparate and stored in a few different locations. So we've just launched something new that we called AGTEK Communities, and it's a central repository for all of the AGTEK content that we've created. So we've done a ton of tutorials, frequently asked questions, tech tips, which we publish every Tuesday. We publish a webinar every 4 to 6 weeks. And what we've done is put them all into one location, but indexed all of the content that we have to make it really, really easy to navigate in one location. So you can log on to our communities with your software login code to get into AGTEK. And then what you can do is type in the search term, just like you type in Google, type in, I want to find something to do with PDF plans or with RTK. And what will you get? Well, all the content that we've produced on that subject matter. So basically, we've created a Google for AGTEK to make finding our content so much easier. The other part of learning, one is trying to solve issues and find things. The other is really being trained on how to use the software. So we had really great training for beginners and getting into the software. And we had some content when you knew specifically a problem that you had. So we had some really great web training that we'd offer, a one-on-one, which would be around a specific problem. But we didn't have great training, I would say, for advanced users in a structured way to go from intermediate to advanced or advanced to good to great, let's say. So we've introduced new 3-day courses, which are targeted at intermediate to advanced users to really get the most out of the training from our really experienced. I mean, we've got hundreds of years of experience in our training and support department. We're going to leverage that knowledge and get it back out to the field. So I've created these 3-day classes, and now you can attend all 3 days or one of the days. There's different content focus on each day, and they'll be being rolled out in both Livermore, California, and in Atlanta. So we've got East and West Coast covered throughout the rest of the year, operating on sort of a once-a-month basis. So that's really exciting. It's not necessarily product related, but we've got a lot of other product things going on as well. We're doing a lot of collaboration work. So internally, we've got other great products that are going to be seen at Hexagon Live. So one thing that we're really excited about, we've seen something from another group called IDS GeoRadar. They're doing some really amazing things on utility detection using ground penetrating radar, and some AI features to automatically understand what's under the ground. So that whole domain is mapping these GPR return signals is quite complicated, but again, it can be made repetitive and it's a fairly routine operation. So perfect for AI. So you can find both the existing pipe in the ground and marry that up with the design pipe and find even more conflict. So that's pretty cool. And then another group, OxBlue, does webcams for construction sites. And so they're using AI to find weather events, see if it's raining on site, seeing if there's a delay, seeing if people are off site. They're looking at safety. So from the webcams, they see if people are wearing their PPE, wear their hard hat, their high vis, and they can detect some loading events. So we're looking at integrating that data back into the AGTEK suite to have this greater use of AI in these repetitive tasks. And it's not just a Hexagon ecosystem. We know our contractors work with a number of different systems, so they have a whole ecosystem. So what we're trying to do there is make sure our data is accessible to third-party systems, but also make sure that we read in more third-party systems. So we're really working on partnerships with externals to make the whole heavy construction data ecosystem a lot more friendly on site to share data across the board. So there's a lot going on at AGTEK.
There is a lot going on at AGTEK, and well done to the team for keeping the activity levels up. Hexagon Live, the AGTEK team hope to see you there. And as Matt said, there's a lot of information that you can access, and that's more coming through the community pages. The best thing to do is jump onto agtek.com and you can see what's happening. Stay tuned with their on-site courses. Make sure you register early for those because they do sell out very quickly. But Hexagon Live is coming up. Hope to see you there. A lot of other updates coming. Matt Desmond, thanks for joining me.
Thanks very much, Andrew.